All right, good afternoon and welcome to the Orange County IDA Finance Committee meeting. The time is now 4:07 on April 16th. Bill, can we get a roll call, please?
Sure. Mark Green,
Here.
Jeffrey Christ,
Here.
Dean Tambury,
Here.
3 of 4 members. Linda Muller is in excused absence. For staff, Bill Fioravanti, Kelly Riley, Marty Barras, Dylan Burke handling our audio visual. We have our general counsel, Rudy Zoda here, and also remote is Brian Sandvidge, our monitor.
All right, a notice of this meeting was properly provided.
Yes, it was.
Great.
March 25th, yep.
Hopefully everyone had a chance to review the minutes. Can I get a motion to approve those, please?
Also move. Second.
Second. Any further discussion about the minutes from last time? Any questions?
No.
Nor do I. All right, then can I get a vote to approve? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. None opposed? Motion carries.
Yes, sir.
All right, new business. Bill, I will defer to you as we go through. Apologize.
Yes, it's okay. We're going to page 5. That's your OCFC.
Yeah,
if you want to
no, I
say.
know. You know what? I think I got Linda's stuff as well, maybe.
Maybe. That looks thicker. Try this one, page 5.
No, I think these are the same.
Right, yeah, right here, here's where we're going. So we're on page 5, budget versus actuals for March of 25. You're in that shaded column there, we're looking at the actual column. First of all, under income, $7,396.34, that's a management fee that gets paid back to OCIDA for shared expenses. Next is interest earnings of $60,752.59. So that totals total income of $68,148.93 for the month. Excuse me. Getting to expenses, going down to that $1,850. That's to RBT for our bookkeeping expense. The $1,280.74. That's insurance for the month. The $842.92 is their office supplies, mostly our copier. Next is $3,695. That is for a 401k. It's a little higher than usual because it includes our annual $1,500 fee, and it also includes essentially the payroll checks that we've been sending to Vision Hudson Valley students that are working on the quality of life report. So there's some in there, but the bulk of it is the $1,500 for the 401k. Next down, let's see, under audio visual, $3,643.44 for IT and audio visual. Just below that is $2,000 for marketing. It is missing a couple invoices this month, so I'm just going to warn you that next month it will be higher because of that. We're still trying to straighten that out with our vendors best we can. Below that, $68.52 for a dinner I went to. Actually, it's 2 events. Skipping down, agency support, $6,356.50. That's for our general counsel, Bleakley Platt. And then just below that, $1,250 for our shovel ready program. That's for paying the coordinator that helped us write the RFP for EPA. It was $2,500. We paid in 2 tranches.
So that was for the RFP for what?
For the EPA Brownfield grant.
Which we have, correct?
We have, yeah. Yeah, this is, after we won the grant, we had this consultant draft the RFP that went out. We selected HRP, which will be at the board meeting, hopefully approving their contract. So that's that. Then down into payroll, it's employee benefits contribution of $2,966.10. Payroll taxes, $2,348.24. Actual payroll, $23,585.52. Getting down to building expenses, $7,770.27 for rent, $253.20 for the phones, and cleaning at $650. Total expenses for the month, $59,324.06, with a net income of $8,824.87. Those are the financials for March of 25.
Sorry, rent.
It's okay.
Did we sign the extension?
We did,
So we're good for the next
3 years,
3 years? Okay,
Correct.
Thank you.
and I will report this in the board meeting, but, carpet is due to be installed, we have painting going on, so you're gonna see all that in conjunction. And the carpet, of course, is paid for by the landlord for us signing that extension.
Okay.
Any questions at all on this report?
Nope.
We'll jump into page 6 of your packet, again, cash and equivalents, a 9-month CD with Provident, $4,700,000. 9-month T-bill with JP Morgan, $1,649,932. And a 9-month CD with Provident Bank for $2.5 million. Then we have our checking account for IDA operations, pardon me, $371,977. We have our trust escrow used for labor monitoring charges, $43,847, and of course our other investments above, for a total of $9,265,755.
And go ahead, because you asked it last time, our checking account.
I wasn't really looking at it at this
Okay.
moment. I know the IDA expenses are quite a bit more than the OCFC,
They are.
Yeah,
so I'm not as concerned about that number.
but didn't we leave a pad in there for something as well?
We are paying Vision Hudson Valley out of that. We did not, I think there's a portion in there for the Indigo study, but we know we won't, time-wise, we won't have to pay for it all, that's up to.
Good point.
So there's some money in there for
Indigo study and vision.
Vision Hudson Valley, the quality of life report. That's a total of $20,000, that contribution.
And we've already paid some of that. you
Correct,
mentioned.
yes.
Yeah. Okay.
A couple thousand at this point, maybe.
Yeah, I think we said our rate is like 10,000 a month or something like
Yeah.
that. So we kind of figured that if the Indigo came, it would be, maybe 150, 200,000, so, all right, we're good then.
And then we would have, when would, I know it's a smaller project, but like the smaller, hotel project, whatever, those money should come in, right, once they,
Yeah,
right, I mean, there's a couple, I don't know.
Absolutely.
There's a few.
for sure, yeah, fees for 2 hotels that are before us if they both close.
Mhm.
And then we have a few that again we're waiting for the application any day, a
Yes.
couple of them.
Okay,
So yeah, but there's definitely fees on the horizon for IDA, no question.
okay.
We have a lot of activity. Again, not everything will come through, but we've got a lot in the pipeline, so
Mhm.
should be a good year.
Excellent.
Yes.
Any questions about that so far? I mean, we really don't have anything to discuss with the investments for a month or two. All right.
I kind of, I'm gonna miss it, but
Fun stuff.
But how, and speaking of that, I mean, I was gonna ask, but now that
Okay.
you said it, see, how are the rates, have they been hanging in there or whatever? I mean, when they come, another month or so, if it stays.
Yeah, it's been a little volatile,
Mhm.
right? Certainly a few weeks ago with what was happening, we saw treasuries, interest on the treasuries jump. But things have settled back down again. So I would expect, well, look, the next time we're looking, this is 2 months from now, I certainly don't expect the Fed to cut rates between now and then. I just think there's way too much noise, way too much things going on. But it might be outside forces that might affect interest rates. You know what I'm saying? Like, for the last couple of years, our focus has been on the Fed, right? Is the Fed gonna cut? Is the Fed not gonna cut? That was gonna dictate CD rates. Now, CD rates might be more dependent on uncertainty, future uncertainty, that kind of thing. So rates are a little more volatile than they've been because they're not just predicated by a cut by the Fed or
So-
raising by the Fed.
We could see similar, this week.
Yeah, again, 2 months is a lifetime right now with everything going on. But as far as the Fed is concerned, I would be very, very surprised if they did any action with everything that's been going on. There's just so much noise.
Right, thank you.
Do we wanna go through any, vendors that are out, any,
We had planned to.
okay.
Kelly?
Okay, so.
Sorry, on page 7, pardon me.
A lot of it is pretty much the month-to-month stuff. I'll point out a few things. The $12.50 for Art of Con, he's the one that's doing the Brownfield grant for Bill. Weekly Pay, which is our legal counsel. Bousquet Hosting, we got a couple of bills in from them for the MediaCom lawsuit, I guess we will. Brooke Simmons is the Vision Hudson Valley girl. Complete Document Solutions is our copier. The credit card is lower than it was last month. It's just the same stuff, the Google, Zoom, stamps and all that. Elon Financial is another credit card. And and I think that Zoom is the yearly fee that we pay, which was, I think, $750. Fallonzer Engineering, the top one is for Legoland, the local labor monitor. That's the one that we absorbed the cost. For the second one, which is Royal Wine, it's a pass-through. They're the ones that pay for the local labor monitor. First Columbia, pretty much the same, except this month it didn't show any electric bills, where last month it did. Francis Roth, which is our stenographer, and that was for the public hearing for 2 girls, 1 boy holdings. Gannett is the Times Herald record that we had to put in the legal notices for. Caitlin is another Vision Hudson Valley. The cleaning is the same. The Marlin Leasing is another company for our copier that we pay. That's the leasing company. Orange County Towns, Villages, and City, that's the meeting that Bill attended. Orange County Partnership is a couple of meetings that Bill and I believe Jeff attended.
Yes.
PKF O'Connor is that's the financial audit that they did for us. RBT is the same. Spectrum Pension and Compensation, which is the $1,500, which is the yearly fee, plus $50 per person that does that has the plan, so it was an extra $150 because of us 3 employees. The Martin Ware Group is Micah, who is our IT person. Zarin and Steinmetz is our conflict counsel, and Zoltes is our phones.
Question, why do we have separate monies going to separate people for the quality of life?
Because they are interns hired from Mount St. Mary College that are performing the research, so we have to pay each of them. That's the way Vision Hudson Valley was certainly hoping we could do. We have a little bit better infrastructure for it, though we did warn them it can't be 100 people and we can't do it weekly. We are doing it right now bi-weekly and we're managing it, because as I've explained, we're not a payroll company. But there's, I think, a total of 20 weeks, I think they said, and it will be a limited number of people, but that's how they've requested us to do it. They are 1099s basically, but we tried to do direct deposit, but they requested to get checks, so we're going electronic for most of it, but it's fine. We still have the capability. That is what it is. Trying to make it work for them.
Yeah, I mean, they don't wanna do it.
Right.
That's why they're trying to push it on us.
Exactly.
All right, fair enough. What is your expected time frame for that to be?
For that, I mean, it will be another probably 4 or 5 months of it.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
And do you expect the same names over the next 4 or 5
Mostly,
months?
but there could be a couple others, but it's a limited number.
Okay.
5 or 6 at most is what it sounded like.
All right, thank you.
It's good, but I thought we were just paying them and they were taking care of all that, but I didn't realize it was.
Me too. We went around, went around and around on that, and we agreed to help them with this, so. Try and be accommodating.
I tell you what,
That's it.
we're always looking, nobody can say we're not accommodating, we help
We
when
are.
we can.
And then the
100%.
last 2 pages is just.
That scream you heard was Linda in Japan. I'm sorry, Clay, what?
I just said the last 2 pages are the credit card statements.
Credit card statements, right? Yeah. Yep. Same old. All right. Any questions about anything before we go further?
I'm good.
I'm good, yes.
All right, can I get a motion to accept the financials and the payables?
I'll make that motion.
All right,
Second.
second. Any other discussions we need to talk about?
No.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. All right, any other questions before Jeff jumps and makes a motion?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Any second, any further
Aye.
discussions?
423.
Passes.
423.
4:23. All right, we'll see you all at 5.